Hello everyone and welcome back to Brick Bros Studios. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I've just been a little caught up, especially towards the end of term 3 for school, but I've just been a bit lazy, I guess. So enough with the excuses and let's get on to the video. Alright guys, so today I've made a list of what I think could be some great 2021, 2022 Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7 sets for LEGO. Now, I've tried to be as realistic as possible in terms of price, piece count, minifigs, and like how they all correspond. So, you know, obviously a $25 set isn't going to have, 10 minifigs, if you know what I mean. And I've also tried to choose sets that, are actually in Season 7. And most of them are either from the Mandalore Arc or that bridge scene. I forget the name of the planet. But on that bridge where there's Obi-Wan, Anakin, the 501st Jetpack Troopers, and the 212th. So there's a couple sets from there as well. And so, let's get into my ideas. Okay, so first up we have a Venator, and obviously this is a very highly desired set. We haven't gotten one since 2009, I believe, and a lot of people really love that set, even though it's not necessarily that good. It looks very, how do I put this, fat and chubby, and it's a bit strange. The minifigure selection really sucks in that set. I don't know why they based it off. I know the episode they based it off. It's where there's that Senate Commando captain who kind of betrays them for a Sarge of Ventress, but then he ends up getting killed. I think they based it off that episode, and it's the minifigure selection was really disappointing, and so obviously with this Venator we'd have a much more updated design, and obviously minifigs from that final Mandalore Arc in Season 7. Now, just starting off, I think we can see a much updated Venator with a lot more pieces. And I think this Venator could have 1,800 pieces. Yes, that's right, 1,800 pieces. So that's a similar piece count to the recent Tantive 4, which cost 330 Australian dollars and had 1,768 pieces. And so this having around 1,800 pieces would also come in that 330 Australian dollar price range. For minifigs, you would obviously have ARC Trooper Jesse. I could see a 501st Trooper, just a plain Phase 2 Clone Trooper, and a 332nd Trooper, as well as the C1 series astromech droid and the other astromech droid with the really tall kind of headpiece. And if you're wondering where Ahsoka's astromech droid is, I will talk about that a bit later. Now you might think that 6 minifigs isn't enough for this set, but I think it's actually pretty fair, since the Tantive 4 that came out, which is very similar piece count, very similar price, had only 6 minifigures, and I think that this would be just fine. And moving on to features, there would obviously be the bridge, like in any kind of Star Destroyer or major cruiser. I think you would have that conference table / transmissions table that you see when Rex receives Order 66. There might be a section that has Maul's prison, some spring-loaded shooters, some inbuilt weapon / spring-loaded shooter storage. So for example, in the 2014 Star Destroyer, just behind the bridge in the little neck section, you could flip up this hatch and you could store spring-loaded shooters in there, and that was very clever. So something similar to that. And perhaps even the medical bay where Ahsoka takes out Rex's inhibitor chip. Moving into my next idea, we have the Blue Republic Y-Wing that Rex and Ahsoka escape in. And this set would have 600 to 650 pieces, and it would cost between 100 and 120 Australian dollars. Now, my reasoning for this is that The latest Resistance Y-Wing has 578 pieces and cost 100 Australian dollars. But obviously, if they were to make the Republic Y-Wing, it has a lot more pieces, as it's a more kind of souped-up Y-Wing. If you can imagine, the Resistance Y-Wing is like a stripped-down version of the Republic Y-Wing. And the old Anakin's Y-Wing, I believe from 2009, had 570 pieces, but I feel like LEGO would put in more pieces, because obviously there's new pieces, more updated pieces since 2009, so they would include more. So I could expect anywhere from 600 to 650 pieces, and like I said, 100 to 120 Australian dollars. Now, the Resistance Y-Wing that came out recently had 4 minifigures, plus the DO. I don't really know if you want to count that as a minifigure. If you do, then 5. If you don't, then 4. But I would say the minifigs for this set would be Ahsoka Tano, Captain Rex, R7A7, that is Ahsoka's droid. So if you're wondering why he wasn't in the, well, it wasn't in the Venator, it's here in this set, just because I tried to stick to that 6 minifigures in the Venator, and I'm doing 4 in this Y-Wing. And then the last minifigure is a standard plain white Phase 2 Clone Trooper. And for features, I think you can obviously see some spring-loaded shooters, a bomb dropping mechanism, because the Y-Wing Starfighter is a bomber. And so, you know, we've seen those in countless Y-Wings. One that comes to mind is a 2017 Rogue One Y-Wing that had a bomb drop feature, which is very nice. Some rotating blaster turrets, and obviously landing gear. Next up, we have the NU-class Republic Shuttle. Republic Attack Shuttle, sorry. Now, this was a set that also came out in 2009, I believe, or 2008. And we haven't seen it since. It's not, you know, a set that, like the Venator, that is so highly demanded for and sells for, you know, absolutely crazy prices from like third-party sellers on eBay or Amazon or Mercari or some other sites. It sells for around $100 on those kind of sites. So it's not, you know, as high demand as a sealed Venator, which could set you back $800. But I think also this set was very nice back in 2009 or 2008, and it could definitely use a remake, especially since it's seen in those Mandalore Arc episodes. So this Republic Attack Shuttle would have 800 pieces. Now, I know most of you are probably thinking, whoa, hang on, that seems like heaps for a Republic Attack Shuttle. But keep in mind, the last Republic Attack Shuttle had around 650 pieces, I want to say. And if you think about it, in the Mandalore Arc, they carry this big kind of cargo hold underneath the ship, underneath the Republic Attack Shuttle. And that, I believe that is where Maul is kept. And so if you, you know, kind of include, say, 150 pieces to make up that kind of cargo area, that's what brings it up to 800 pieces. Now, comparing this to other sets of around 800 pieces, say Poe's X-Wing, that cost $160, which is kind of ridiculous to me, but if that is what LEGO is doing, if that's what the comparisons are, then this set would also cost around 160 Australian dollars. Now, I don't think it would be any more than this, because say Kylo Ren's shuttle that came out recently was 1,005 pieces and was only $180, which I think is a much better deal, because basically you're getting 250 pieces for $20 extra, which is much better than the Poe's X-Wing. So once again, 800 pieces, 160 Australian dollars. Then moving on to the minifigs, that Poe's X-Wing, which is the comparison I'm using because it's similar piece count and price, had 4 minifigures. So the minifigures in this set would be Darth Maul, Lady Bo-Katan, and 2 Republic shock troopers. And this would be kind of based off the scene where the Republic forces are leaving Mandalore after defeating Maul, and it's not Death Watch, I guess the Super Commandos. So that's what this represents. And then the features would be the Darth Maul chamber / prison, that special kind of carbonite looking device that holds Darth Maul in Season 7. And that would go into that box-like cargo hold that's held underneath. You'd obviously have some spring-loaded shooters, and I think this Republic attack shuttle with those extra pieces could really, improve the interior. So obviously you have a cockpit. I think you'd have some kind of weapon holders and definitely some seating. Obviously you'd have some landing gear and also some folding wings. My next set from the Clone Wars Season 7 is the ATTE. Now this set, the last rendition was in 2013. This is in very high demand on the secondary market, and it sells for upwards of 400 Australian dollars. So definitely very high in demand. I think once again you could see around 800 pieces. The last one was 794 pieces and had 5 minifigs. And Poe's X-Wing again was similar, had 761 pieces. So I think you could see at 800 pieces a price of 160 Australian dollars. The features, you would have some spring-loaded shooters, rotating blaster turrets with the seat, so the main cannon. You'd have an interior with a cockpit and seating. Now, hopefully they could improve on the interior because the last one wasn't very good. And then an access ladder to the interior from the back of the ATTE. And since the last ATTE had 5 minifigures, this one would have similarly have 5 minifigures, but it is based off the Mandalore Arc. So I would like to see a Captain Vaughn, which is the captain of the 332nd, kind of second in command to Commander Rex. Yes, he was promoted to a commander. I would like to see a 332nd trooper, a 501st trooper, and Gar Saxon, who would be an epic minifigure to get in Lego form, and also Rook Cast, who, if you don't know, is kind of like Gar Saxon's female counterpart. She's another one of the leaders of the Super Commandos. I think this could be a great set. It definitely needs a remake. And yeah, I'd really love to see this. I think $160 for 800 pieces. It's a little pricey. It's the same price as the Republic Attack Shuttle. But I think that this could definitely work. Next up, we have the Mandalorian Battle Pack. And I'll elaborate on this a little. Now, we know that in 2021 summer wave, down for us in the Southern Hemisphere, if you're in America or Europe or Asia, it'll be your winter wave. There are no standard battle packs. So that's like, for us, $20 sets come with 4 minifigs and a build or 2. Now, there's none of these in the summer, winter wave, whichever hemisphere you're in, for 2021. The rumors and kind of leaks have been revealed, and there's no battle packs. But there might be these kind of super battle packs. Battle packs that come with 2 builds that are kind of more detail and larger size, and 6 minifigs. Now here in Australia, the only one that we have is the 501st set, and that costs 45 Australian dollars and has 285 pieces, and like I said, comes with 6 minifigs. Now, although we just had a Mandalorian battle pack less than a year ago, so this maybe isn't the most realistic out of all of my ideas, but I think it would be very cool, and we could see some Super Commandos, male and female variants, and also it's just some regular Mandalorians, the ones who fight for Bo-Katan and fight with the Republic in the male and female variants. I think we could see a speeder, like a Mandalorian speeder design, and a turret/street barricade. This would have around 300 pieces, similarly to the 501st set, coming at 45 Australian dollars. And for features, I guess you just have some stud shooters on some of the builds. I think this could be a really cool set. Maybe not the most realistic, because they probably won't make another Mandalorian battle pack, but I think it really fits into my ideas for Season 7 of the Clone Wars. My final set from the Mandalore Arc, not my final set from Season 7, just my final set from the Mandalore Arc, is a lightsaber duel set between Ahsoka and Darth Maul. Now, I am almost certain LEGO will actually make this. They've been doing it for the past few years with Rey vs. Kylo Ren, Anakin vs. Obi-Wan. It just seems like the perfect set and a cheap way to get Ahsoka and Darth Maul. This LEGO just has to do this, right? So Anakin and Obi-Wan had 208 pieces, came in at $30 Australian. So you could see a set like this with around 200 pieces, again for $30 Australian. Obviously the minifigs are Ahsoka Tano and Darth Maul. And I think there's two possible options for this. It could be the kind of Mandalore throne room, although LEGO doesn't really build like interior spaces when it comes to buildings. You're not going to see like a detailed corridor of a Star Destroyer or something like that in an actual set. The only thing I think we've had closest to that is that Rathtar escape set that everyone hated.
Look at the top of his head.
I think the kind of Mandalore throne room is not what this would be. I expect that thing where they're in those kind of black bars and grey bars, those kind of beams, support beams, where there's all that glass. I don't know exactly where that is or what it's called, but I think that is what they would base this set on. Okay guys, so in editing this video I realized that it was going to be over 25 minutes, and obviously no one wants to sit through that. So for the purposes of time, I have cut out the sets from the Siege of Yobana and the Bad Batch. So I'm going to put that in a part 2 video, so please like and comment if you would like to see that part 2. Well everyone, that is the end of the video. I hope you liked it. These are just my personal ideas for what I think sets would be from Season 7 of the Clone Wars in the Mandalore Arc. Like I said, if you want to see sets from the Siege of Yobana or other Bad Batch sets, please like and comment, and I will do part 2. And comment what you think the most likely of these sets will be. Personally, I think the Ahsoka vs. Darth Maul is almost a guarantee. I think it's very likely that we might get that blue Y-Wing and perhaps another Venator. But those are the ones that I think, could really happen. The other ones, it's, well, who knows what LEGO's doing, because they don't seem to really want to release any Clone Wars sets. Hopefully they do in the coming months and years. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video.